Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, and I'm on my walk for the morning. And this is the path we take. It's a beautiful morning. There's a slight breeze. And that little person or little dog in the corner, she's my walking partner. Loves to sniff absolutely everything. The trails I walk on are pretty cool. And usually I don't need too many people, which is good. My dog is good, but you never know about others. So we're going to continue our walk, and I'll talk a little bit about who I am, what I do, that kind of stuff. Look at those clouds. Wow. So this is the beginning of the main trail that I walk on. You can hear the morning songs and from the birds and barking from the dogs, talking from the barks. Yeah. So a little bit about myself. As you all know, I'm a senior. I'm also a widow. I lost my husband to cancer 2 years ago. We'll talk about that later on in future videos and how I go through every day and what gives me strength. This walking I do for about 3 kilometers. My doctors are really happy with that. Listen to those birds just singing their songs. Just really singing up a tune. When you see that or you hear that, life's pretty good. I also will have some quilting videos, usually on a rainy day. As I mentioned before, these days here we enjoy. I apologize for the wind noise if you're hearing it. You might see the odd finger here and there. I'm new at this. So I'm going to continue on my walk and sit and talk about things. And there is one thing I want to share. Is people ask me how I get through each and every day after losing my husband of 50 years. I listened to Elizabeth Elliot podcasts, and in one of them she says she lost 2 or 3 two husbands, and since then she has also passed away. What she said in her one podcast is how she would get through some days, and she said she would just do the next thing. Even if that meant folding laundry, sweeping the floors, going grocery shopping. That's what I do. I do the next thing. Pretty soon you're out of the angst and you're in the moment. That's what I'm trying to do nowadays as I age. I try to live in the present. I don't worry about past. Can't do anything about that. It's already gone. Can't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow's going to bring different things. And so I try to live now. Of course, there's certain things you have to do to prepare for tomorrow. But tomorrow will hold its own mysteries, its own problems, its own sadness, its own happiness. So stay tuned, and you will hear more about my journeys in this life. I try to keep to trails where I don't meet other dogs. My dog is very good. She actually was a show dog at one time. So she is very calm. My son would say, no, she's not. No, she's skittish. She's a Shiba. But when it comes to meeting other dogs, she doesn't really care. And I love this little dog to bits. And she's my walking partner. And for those of you who need encouragement. Yeah. Get out and walk. Even if it's for 5 minutes. Get some fresh air. Listen to some music. And we'll talk about music in a later video. I had a difficult time with it for a bit after losing my husband. Now I can listen to it again. But we'll talk about that later. I'm basically a positive problem. A positive problem. Some people would say that. But I'm basically a positive person. You can't always be in a bah humbug mood. I always joke and say, if you always have a problem, you're always talking about it, people have a tendency to avoid you or cross the street when they see you coming. So, have a good day, everyone, and I hope your day evolves and everything works out. Remember, today is just today. We'll worry about tomorrow. I have to turn in a circle, I'm sorry, but my dog gets behind me and then I have to turn. Usually I make her go in front of me, but that would make me drop the camera. Have a good day, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.